Do you want to do a shout out to your wife?
Yeah, I'll shout out to my wife, my African queen, Samantha.
African queen, care.
Yeah, she's my African. I call her my African. She's beaten an African. We know what I mean.
It's an interracial relationship with an English girl.
I'm a prince. I'm not saying title chief. My title name is Chief with a good one. I'm a King French Igbo man to the core. I'm going to the beach. We are married today. I will have 2 kids to show for it. You've seen my family. I think I don't know if I could share the pictures of us.
Of course, you share pictures. I'll show it at this point. Are your kids around there? Let's see them.
Come say hi. Yes, Kobe.
Wow.
Come say hi.
Come on now.
That is just
All right. A lot of Nigerian girls are in the UK, for instance, and they are single Nigerian girls. And some of them,
we know them. Actually, when we came here, you actually tried dating some of them. They refused us dating them. The dating scene here is not friendly even to the locals here.
right?
A lot of British women are single. They don't have men.
What are you missing about being with a Nigerian woman?
There's one of my friends, white girl likes him, and she told me to like him. And she told me she wants something serious with me. But my friend is scared about dating
So
her.
if you want to be influential where you are as a migrant, one of the easiest ways I used to think is we'll get married to a local in that country. Do you think it works like that? Hello guys, so in the previous episode we started a new series on migration topics, and this is like the second episode on this series. Just like one of the chapters in the book I attempted writing last year, there's a topic titled Interracial Dating, and that's because it's one of the peculiarities of migration. When you come into a different country as a single man, for instance, as an African or Nigerian man coming into Europe or America, if you are an open-minded person, you definitely want to consider dating from other races. And of course, that's why we have a lot of mixed kids and mixed people today. So yet today I've got one of my guys who I met during my schooling period in the UK. He has that peculiarity because he's in an interracial relationship with an English girl.
Hi, Dan. Yeah, it's all right. Thank you.
How far now? As an Igbo man that you are, first of all, on the scale of 1 to 100, what do you say your degree of being an Igbo man is? Do you think I just a mildly Igbo man or yari?
Yeah, okay. My father is a king.
That's Odoku.
Wow. My father is not a doku. My father is a king. He's
Okay.
amazing. In the Igbo language, it's called Eze.
Okay.
So me, I'm a prince. I'm not saying title chief also.
Yeah.
I'm a chief. My title name is Chief with a good one. I'm a King French Igbo man to the core. 1-4. That's what we say it in Igbo language. We say 1-4. I'm not 1-4. Yeah.
Nice. So apparently we are speaking to a conk Igbo man. Not be say just somebody who is an English person. You didn't grow up in an English culture. You grew up in a traditional Igbo culture, right?
I grew up in traditional Igbo talk.
Yes, definitely. So when you were coming into the UK, you definitely came in as a single man. Would you say an open-minded person?
Coming from where I come from, yes, I'm Igbo, but my community or my kindred is a very diverse kindred. Where we come from, in my village, we have wives from Calabar, we have wives from Kogi, we have wives from Oyo State, we have wives from Ondo State. So although I'm Igbo, but my community tend to very open when it comes to marriages. We tend to marry far and wide. We believe where I come from that everyone is one, and we all have a liberal mindset when it comes to marriages. My people tend to intermarry with other states and other people a lot. So it's again.
Apparently, yeah, you're right on that because Nigeria is a very multicultural country, different tribes. So that open-mindedness could have, it's natural to almost everybody because you see different cultures on a daily basis, So I understand. I can relate to that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not. I think it's particular to some people. Like my friend said, a lot of people from the love Igbo, like for example, Igbo has about 5 states that is in Eastern region are Igbos, and some states are very, very not accommodating in marrying some other places. Igbo. So a lot of people don't know that, but it's very, even within our fellow Igbos, someone can say, I'm from Abia State, I'm not married from Anambra State, or someone from Enugu will say they don't like marrying from Imo State, but we're all Igbo. So it's very common in our side to some people to say that they like marrying from their own tribe, or not only from their own tribe, from their own state. And my community are very free-minded in having marriage from different places. So it's not like because of we're Nigerians, everyone tends to marry each other. But I'm telling you, even in the Igbo setting, a lot of Igbo people don't like marrying from other tribes. They don't like marrying from
You're
even
particular
from their
about where you're
states.
from in Abia State.
Yeah, I'm not from Abia State. I'm from Imo State.
Sorry, Imo State.
I'm from Igbo State. So my community, where I come from, are very happy people who tend to marry anyone, who tend to socialize with anyone. That's our people. That's our own way of life. But that doesn't mean you cannot put it on the context that every Igbo people are open to marriage. It's not that way. A lot of people are very regimented when it comes to marriages. They are very, very regimented.
Okay, and
It's
I
just
like that.
something from where we come from and the openness of my family too.
Right.
Uh,
I love that. So we've established that naturally you are open-minded yourself. You're also from that kind of family that is open-minded, right?
yes.
So now let's dig into the gist, the juice. Just tell us how you met your babe now. The relationship we are in. What do you say? Sorry, your wife. Don't mind me. Tell us how you met your wife, So just give us that gist.
Okay, funny enough, you can meet anyone anywhere. A lot of young men that came to this country are finding it hard to meet people because the system is quite different from how we have find it in Nigeria.
Right.
But you have to be, like I said, you have to be open-minded about it. Somewhere I went to work, I met somewhere I went to work. Yeah, that's why I met her. It happened on a very nice day. I was working there and she just resumed there as a new staff.
Nice. So you were already working there before she came?
I was working there before she came there. She resumed as a new staff and I said, hello, how are you? Are you new here? She said, yes. I said, okay. How you doing? Fine. I'm Chigozie. I'm Sam. I said, okay, wow. She's kind of woman I like. She's tall. She's very, very beautiful. So I said, okay, that was the first thing I just told her. How are you? How you doing? I'm this and this, and that was it.
So you're like your first friend when she joined that office.
Yeah, I was like
so
her first friend.
As a sharpshooter that you are, like you decided to mark your territory.
Funny enough, it's just me being me. Let me put it like just being me. Naturally, I'm a very fun person to be with.
Yeah, I can
happy
that.
All the time, and I tend to have that exciting outlook or exciting outburst all the time. So if you be around me, I'm someone you can easily fall in love with if you're a woman without you noticing you're falling in love with me. So you all started from having a simple conversation on how you doing and all stuff like that, and asking me things about my food, and you find out that when someone is showing so much interest and wants to know more about you or about your culture, you tend to know that there's a green light, there's a guy man or a sharpshooter. You see, so this girl should try, possibly she's, from exchanging contact and started talking before it. I told her I would like to go to the beach one day. Would you like to drive me? Yeah. And that was it. From going to the beach, we are married today.
Interesting.
I will have 2 kids to show for it.
Whoa. Are your kids around there? Let's see them. If you don't mind.
Let me get my son for you. All right, come say hi. There's Kobe.
Wow.
Come say hi.
Come on now. This is your face, Randy. This is your face. How are you? Hello.
Come say hi. Yeah.
How are you?
He's not bothered. He's just.
All right. So let's just continue. So apparently your wife is not here. She's gone to work.
Yeah, she's gone to work.
Yeah,
and my daughter is not here. She's at her grandparents. So.
Nice. So you've been together for how long now? I think it's going to 2 years now.
No, we've been together for almost 3 years now. Yeah.
True. Because
almost 3 years. Yeah.
See, so you've been together for almost 3 years now. Interesting. So you definitely have some insight to share on the dynamics of that relationship so far. Nigeria itself is a very tribalistic, can be very tribalistic country. We are. And so having to now date from a different race, possible risks to face is racism, right? So my question to you is, do you experience any form of racism with your family and all that stuff so far?
Funny enough, it's the other way around. What I experience in the family is love. Some of us, what I've noticed about say, Nigerians over here, they tend to have stories they've heard from Nigeria about white people or about British people, and that tends to frame their mindset about them without actually expressing.
Right.
Generally, as human beings that we are very diverse people as human beings. Our experience are very diverse with people, and culturally we're different people.
Definitely.
So what I've noticed is the family are very loving people. Like, you can go to watch rugby with my father-in-law all the time. I don't watch rugby in Nigeria. I don't love rugby, but he took me to start watching rugby.
I can imagine.
So we'll go on family holidays together.
Right.
Our family and my in-laws will go on family holidays together. We're going on holiday very soon, somewhere in Europe very soon, every family member. So it's a very loving family that I'm very lucky to do the support they give to me, and my family is quite interesting. Yes, there's racism, but no, we are not with my family members. No, with my family members.
I get that. So
love,
yeah, beautiful. Congrats on that one. So but no, knowing that you are from a very traditional Igbo family, right, and everything, you are a traditional Nigerian man. You know what it means to be a traditional Nigerian man. That you want your respect, you want all those sort of, I'm saying, as an Igbo man.
I know what you mean.
An English woman who doesn't necessarily think in that traditional way as Nigerian men think.
How have you been
able to navigate the friction? Because there's no friction.
That is what you think. That is what you think. But that's what a lot of people have, like I said, a lot of people have already segmented mindset. Human beings are different. Human beings are unique. In Nigeria, like I said, I've been with a few number of Nigerian ladies. Having to be with a British lady now, the difference is clear.
Right. Okay.
We tend to have that mindset that our Nigerian women are respectful. I don't think that is very, 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 very true. I don't think that is very true. Yes, some might be respectful, but generally, women of our time now, is in between. Can you put it that way? When a woman loves you, she will respect you. She will put away whatever she has and try to do what you ask her to do.
Right.
That is just the answer to that. She's a very respectful woman. When I first met her, the experience made me like say, wow, I must marry this woman. I've never experienced that in a long time with a Nigerian woman.
I see.
Okay, further, when I met her, I felt like she just gave me the vibe of a traditional Igbo woman. That was the vibe she gives to me. Yes, that was the vibe she gives to me. First of all, I like to cook. You know I like to cook. You know I'm a good cook. You've had my food. You know I'm a good cook. And if you notice that when we're still together, I don't let people cook for me. I like to cook my food myself. That is me. When I met her, she doesn't know anything about Nigerian food. She doesn't know how to cook Nigerian food. The first day I will spend the night together at her place, and she asked me in the morning, what will you have for breakfast? I said that morning I like having a fried egg with bread with hot chocolate.
You came down to a level.
Yeah?
You came down to a level now because if you mentioned your
that is what I have for breakfast normally, if you can remember. That's what I might have for breakfast.
I get a point.
Yeah, that's what I might have for breakfast. But the way I make my food is different from how they make it. So she said, okay, she not asked me, can I show her how to make the food the way I did? I said, okay. I showed her how to make it. She saw me. When I figured out to make it, she said that she gonna sit in the living room, that she'll bring it up to me. She served me food on the tray like village woman. She served me food on the tray like I was looking at her like, what's happening? Am I like dreaming or something? Who gave a white woman this kind of sense to serve someone food on the trip?
Truly.
If that's if it's a white woman that is on the maybe on the 30s or something, she's 22 years old. 22 years old girl.
Right?
22 years old girl is serving me food on the tray, telling me to sit serving food on the chair. I said, okay, let me just sit down and see how this works out.
Nice.
So I had it there. I just pretend like I didn't see what happened. I just, okay, thank you. Yeah. She asked me, was the food very nice? I said, it's okay.
Yeah,
Can improve more. I said, it's okay. Can improve more. Yeah, you can improve more. She said, okay. She where did I like? I said, don't worry. I'll teach you. I'll show you how to do it better. Okay. That was it. The next
I was going
time.
to talk about food anyways, but from what you're saying, I can tell that you're having a good balance with food in the house.
So I'm going to give you a story. So the next time she did it properly. And she won't let me go into the kitchen. She said, go and sit in the living room, please. Go and watch it. Go and sit in the living room. And when I come to the kitchen, she'll chase me away. Go and sit in the living room. When I come to go and sit in the living room, just sit down there. I'll bring your food for you.
That's good.
And that was that single act of making me feel like a king. There was one made me like, say, wow, this is a wife, man. This is a wife, man. So she is very respectful. One, British women are very, this country, I noticed people are being brought up politely. They learn to be polite. But that is what a lot of people of us don't understand, that they are very respectful and polite. She's very polite. Very respectful.
So,
if she does something wrong that you're not confident, you tell her, this is what you did, I don't like it, please don't do it again. She won't do it again. What she wants is bother is to make you happy. That's it. Because if you're happy, everyone is happy. Yeah. So it's quite different. When it comes to respect, she's very respectful.
Makes sense. Now let's dig into the not so good part. I'm sure that nobody's perfect. Everybody has challenges. So what do you think would say are the challenges you faced so far that you say it's peculiar to, or challenges you faced so far? It might be peculiar to the dynamics of your marriage, or it might just be particular to who she is or who you are and all that. But what challenges you say you have faced that you think people need to learn from when it comes to interracial dating?
For me, I feel everything's all about understanding. First of all, you need to understand that you're all coming from different backgrounds and you all have different cultures. Like for me, African man would like to this was this was this.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're with someone, I'll tell you, yes, I understand what you're saying, but you have to listen to me too. You know what I mean? You have to, okay, sometimes you have to okay, let me listen to that. Okay, let's do it this way too.
You have to adjust, yeah.
You have to create a balance. Don't be autocratic every time. You have to create a balance. That's what it. And I think that has to apply to every relationship. It doesn't have to be maybe interracial marriages or so. Every relationship you have to have where there's a balance in between to make things go forward. Yeah, but challenges, the only challenges we had, I don't think that's probably from maybe people around us or around her telling her, are you sure you're the black man? You know, they're going to convert you to a Muslim man, Muslim woman to start wearing hijab and stuff like that. You know, people, because there are people too are not exposed to having so much people, black people. Like, for example, I'm the first interracial marriage in her family.
Right, I get that. Yes, there one or two challenges, and I'm glad that you've been willing to share some of them. Is there any other challenge that comes to mind that you want to share?
See, this guy does it. Any other one, people have their personal traits. People have their personal traits, but you cannot use people's personal traits to put it on the general context. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, everyone has their own personality. Like, everyone has their own personal defaults. Mm-hmm. You can't put that on the general context. Because what might apply to you might not apply to the other person. So that's just it.
True. Now, so, a lot of Nigerian girls are in the UK, for instance, and they are single Nigerian girls. And
we know them. Actually, when we came there, we actually tried dating some of them. They refused us dating them. They came with the Nigerian mindset. You know, Nigerian women are very spoiled in Nigeria.
How do you mean by that, though?
They are very, very spoiled in Nigeria. You know, in Nigeria, men tend to like women on how will I put it? Men, Nigerian men treat Nigerian men a lot like princesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
get
when
your
the
point.
woman that is being spoiled, being treated like princess, come over here, she'll think it's the same treatment men all over the world get.
Okay.
And because they're always used to being treated as princesses, they don't really appreciate it. They don't really know the value of what they have. So they think it's the same everywhere. Nigerian man will typically invite you for a date. He will pay your taxi. He will buy you food there. He will still pay your taxi back home. He will still give you takeaway. At the end of the day, you never guarantee him any relationship or anything. It's just, you guys are just going up on stuff. And you probably do that a couple of times. And sometimes some Nigerian men bring their friends.
Mm.
So they always used to that treatment from men in Nigeria and make them feel like, oh, I'm a queen everywhere. So that's I think that's the mindset a lot of them carry when they came over here.
So for you already made up your mind. See, I'm not up for all of that. Let me go for what is simple.
No. I was, as a Nigerian, I first I still tried to date around my race when I first came here. To date around my race. But with the Nigerian women with their own mentality of trying to play you, trying to put you in, what they will not want to, she, a girl will tell you she likes you. A Nigerian girl will tell you she likes you. When you start making moves to her, now she start telling you, let's just be on the talking level, let's be on the talking stage. That's what Nigerian girls call it. Talking stage. Talking stage, she still probably she still has some other guy somewhere that she likes. And she's hoping to come.
Right.
And you be on the talking stages. Your talking stage, your resources is going into there. Your time is going into there. And there's nothing in there for you. A Nigerian can put you on the talking stage for 6 months without having any guarantee agreement.
I get your point.
Leading you on. Nigerian men are very good in leading men on. Leading you on for that long without.
So let's use it as a shout out to Nigerian girls in the UK. That a lot of them are still single. A lot of them there's a lot of number. Maybe this is you need if you are watching this right now, please share this with your fellow Nigerian girls. Maybe this is the reason why a lot of say fellow Nigerian men are not looking at your side. Maybe you need to know that when you're in Rome, you act like a romance. Anyways, I'm not trying to take this personal, but I get your point.
Okay. For example, I will tell you like countless experience when I had when I came here. I met a girl. Oh, hello, how are you doing? We're friends already. Then I think I like you. I don't even think I like you. I was very upfront with the guy. I said I want to marry you.
As an Odogu now. Oh, yeah, now.
I said I want to marry you. But let's just try and, being that she's a pretty girl. She has how African women look very juicy and stuff like that.
We're coming to that part.
Yeah, how African women look very juicy and all that stuff. But I said, okay. She said, okay, let's talk. She started posting me 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. In that posting, you are spending money, you are getting her gifts on her birthday. She's coming around to come and see you once in a while. You guys will spend some time together, nothing serious. And you ask her, what's of my proposal? She said, don't worry, talk about it. Keep playing along and all that
because
stuff.
I think she has many options.
Yeah, I think she has many options. Or possibly she did have many options, but she's like, and she actually, probably she was one of the people she liked you. She was not say, oh, I like you. Chigozie, you look good. I said, okay, let's try and put something to work. And she's like, okay, now I'm still a student and I'm trying to focus on my book. That is it. I'm trying to focus on my book. She told me, I'm trying to focus on my studies. Let me finish. You finish school, Alpha. We'll talk about it. Don't worry, I'm going to shift today. Stuff like that. I met some other one time. I was telling her, come on, babe, you're a pretty girl. Come on, let's go out. Went out on the first date. Second day, she said she's tired and she cannot come and she wants to watch, what they call that in Nigeria that takes everybody's head. Big Brother Africa. Yeah, Big Brother Nigeria. And she's not confused about Big Brother Nigeria.
Right now.
I said, you're like young, baby. You're like 27, you're 28 years old. Come on, let's go now. You said, no, today Big Brother Nigeria final. I don't want to miss it too. I want to go and watch it. Next time we'll talk. Next time we'll go out next time.
Interesting. Yeah. So apparently this is like, I believe a lot of Nigerian girls will understand why it seems like some Nigerian men are not really looking at their side.
I'm coming. This was when we were all still students. We were all still in school and stuff like that then. So because of a lot of Nigerian men were there now, and they actually had that time to people were actually meeting them, talking to them and all that stuff. Now everyone is done with school some years ago, and now a lot of them are still single. Because now no one is talking to you. Everyone has moved on, gotten a family, and you are still there, single, hoping to get a boyfriend from Nigeria that you bring down, stuff like that. Because when you have people that are actually serious with you, you didn't take them serious.
Right.
Basically posting them. That's what a lot of, especially the ones that came out said, a lot of girls that came out said that they kept themselves so high. You know what I mean? They kept themselves so high, thinking like, I'm in UK now, I've made it, that kind of thing. I'm a hot babe. Forgetting that the dating scene here is not friendly even to the locals here.
Right.
A lot of British women are single. Young girls are single. Kids are single. Here, British ladies, if you in a working setting, you meet a lot of them single. They're all going on Tinder looking for men. They don't have men. And Nigerian men are like top branded men over here. We are very highly needed, highly recognized, highly appreciated.
Right.
You know why? Because Nigerian men will love you properly and treat you well. When girls are not used to the princess treatment that we give to our girls in Nigeria, they're not used to that.
Yep, they don't ask for too much.
They don't even ask for anything. They don't ask at all. Don't ask.
I get your point. I get your point. But let me now ask you now, what are you missing about being with a Nigerian woman? At least it might be one or two things.
To be sincere, I don't miss anything.
Are you sure?
I don't miss anything. I'm serious. I don't miss anything. I don't miss anything.
Women are built in a certain type of shape.
That is what I'm saying. My woman is built in that way too. So what would I do?
Come on now.
My wife, for example, everyone has their own kind of a spec they like. My spec has always been tall ladies that is built in an African way. And my woman is tall and she's built in that way too. So what do I need? She's tall, she's beautiful, she's built in that way. African women are built. So, man, I'm not missing anything. What will I miss? She knows how to cook jollof rice. She knows how to cook Nigerian food. So, I'm not missing anything. She said I'm enjoying them.
Come on now. I love that. I have a child together already. Now some son.
Yeah, we have 2 kids together. You've seen my family. I think I don't know if I could share the pictures of us.
Of course, you share pictures. I'll show it at this point. Yeah. So now let's round off at this point with this question. For me, one of the reasons I've considered interracial dating is because I feel like it makes it easy for you to, if you want to be influential where you are as a migrant, you want to be able to get close to the locals there. You want to be able to understand their culture before you can even say you want to influence or make an impact or do something big in that country or in that community. And one of the easiest ways I used to think is we'll get married to a local in that country. And then through that person, you're meeting more English people, you're getting more influence, stuff like that. Do you think it works like that? Do you think you're able to get influence through marriage?
It doesn't, possibly there's an influence that comes up, but I don't think it works that way. Because generally, it can make our people sometimes, our people over here like to live very private lives. General people here, most of us like to live private life. We like to go to our work, come back and stay in our house and not try to socialize. That is very common because we have this kind of fear of stuff happening or things. Although things have happened in the past, but that fear of us not trying to mix with them, it don't makes us always try to be putting ourselves like in a box or in a kind of a group. For example, now you're working somewhere here. You could start from the community of where you work to influence things. You can start from the street where you live to influence things. Don't necessarily means that in interracial marriage does not give you an access to influence things. Probably it will probably make people see you on maybe actually have that first acceptance of meeting you, yes. But apart from that, it's your personality that sells the job, that does the job. You know what I mean? If you try to probably you're living in a street and the street tend to have parties all the time. They tend to have close parties that you don't come out and join them. How will you tend to influence them? You don't let your kids go and play in the street with other kids. How do you tend to, you know what I mean? You need to have that open mindset towards socializing with other people. That is how you can actually create an influence. For example, where I work, I'm the only black man working there. But I've influenced a lot of them to start eating jollof rice. Nice. With spice in it. We start eating vegetable soup.
I see.
That's what I mean. Creating an avenue is not just it's what I mean. In my street, I'm the only black man living there. But when I have social gatherings, I'm always there. I have friends always there, having to put my beats in, and
So definitely, the personality also plays out.
yeah, your percentage of presence, it doesn't really necessarily mean that it gives you, possibly yes, but it's at the end of the day, it all boils down to the way you see life and the way you try to
Also,
socialize with people.
does it reduce any? Does it reduce the racism you feel? I know you said there's an acceptance you get when they see
It
that.
doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't reduce racism. Racism is racism. But at the end of the day, you cannot, when you're going to work, do you carry your wife on your head that you're going to work? You don't. When you're going on the bus on your own, do you carry you take your wife picture, put it on your face and say, hey, I'm a black man, I marry a white man, I walk on the street. So the first is that people doesn't even know that you're in international marriage or not.
Yeah.
So you still get to experience it.
So okay. Also, when it comes to, I feel like a lot of Englishmen can be very jealous. What do you think? Especially when they see that you're moving close to an English girl. I don't know. Do you see that jealous shit?
No,
Just
do you know,
English
do you
men?
know, do you know what? I can't, like I said, a lot of people would have experienced it, but me, I've not really experienced such stuff. The first time my woman will tell you she has experienced racism because she's with me.
Really?
Yes. But me, I've not experienced it because I don't pay attention to those things that people look at. For example, when we get to the bus, that every time we go into the bus, that people look at us funny. I said, how do you mean? She said a lot of people look at, even how white people look at them funny, black people look at us funny too. And she gets the stare because she looks around, people looking at them. I'm just walking around, I'm not bothered. But she tells me that people look at us funny all the time when we go out. This is her own experience. She's telling me that people look at us funny. People look at us funny when we go into the bus. People look at us funny when we're walking on the street. Even our fellow black men will just be looking at, staring at us like, wow, masquerade. You know what I mean? People will be staring at us. We go get that stares all the time from people. And her being a white girl, and she tends to feel very uncomfortable with it all the time. So that's the racism. Like, but we can't say that because people are staring at you, call it racism. That's not racism. But she feels that way about it, that because she get more kill looks for people give her more kill looks.
Interracial dating is something that people would always, that looks interesting, whether on social media or everywhere. So you would definitely get that attention.
So even our fellow Nigerian people, for example, I'm working in the interchange, people will start looking at me like, people will just close their eyes on you. You're doing something new. You're not doing something new.
All right.
But you still get downstairs all the time, That's
I mean, you like attention, then you go for it. So I think I should round up with a final word. I want a final say word from you. Imagine there's someone out there, a fellow Nigerian guy like you, who is thinking, oh, should I go for my Nigerian babe? Or should I go for this white girl? Should I go for this English girl rather? And all stuff like that. What would be your advice to that person who is in that dilemma?
You know what? I'm trying to, there's one of my friend, white girl likes him. And she's told him to like him. And she's told me she wants something serious with him. But my friend is scared about dating her because of Nigerian mindset. A lot of Nigerian, a lot of Nigerian guys are always scared that if you date a white girl, I know those things happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. We'll tell you that we'll call the police on you and say if I put something on you. You know, that is what those stuff is what scares a lot of men, a lot of Nigerian men in dating them, because they always see stuff on the social media, the white gays accusing them of raping or stuff like that. But that's what scares a lot of men, a lot of Nigerian people in open up to being with a white man. But sometimes it's not always true. It's not always true. You have to get to meet someone before you can judge the person. You couldn't just judge someone from afar, not actually meeting the person, not getting to know the person. I always tell you, just give this girl a chance. Just get to know her. Get to go out on a date with her. Get to know her. You know what I mean? Then you can be the judge, say, okay, yeah, if she's not the personality of someone you like, then just not even create an open mind about it already. So that's just, men are so scared of a lot of stuff that they've heard about white people. That's why they don't want to be with them. Most of them want to be with white women, but they're just scared about a lot of stuff they've heard. And sometimes it's not true. It's not true. So that's why they are all scared. That's why white people are scared of being with black men because they've heard, which is not true. So we all have to create open minded about it and and explore.
Right.
Let me give you guys a little secret. White men fantasize about black men a lot. Women fantasize about black men a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, they fantasize. Yeah, they really love. A lot of them want to be with black men. A lot of them want to be with black men.
I see.
As a black man, like 70% are head of a white male when you're going for a woman, a British woman, or a white woman. So that's just because you really want to experience us.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing a lot of what you have shared for us today. I believe a lot of people are going to find it insightful. Do you want to do a shout out to your wife?
Yeah, I'll shout out to my wife, my African queen, Samantha.
African queen, K.
Yeah, she's my African. I call her my African. She's beaten an African way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's beautiful that way. Yeah. Shout out to her. I love you so much, love.
All right, nice. Thank you very much, Chigozie, and thank you guys for also staying tuned to watch this episode. If you learned one or two things, if you have some insight, found anything interesting, anything funny, you want to drop it in the comment section. And also, you want to look forward to the next episode. I promise to give you interesting content like this. Please also like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with somebody. Thank you once again. Bye.